Well, something that comes up in virtually every game where this is a resource you want is timing of adding your first plus buy. I think this has kind of, I don't know, changed over the years, but the fundamental piece of this is of the different vanilla resources, cards, actions, coins, we can even call it trashing. Plus buy is going to be your least useful early. It's just really hard to put together enough coins such that a plus buy actually does you something until turn 7, 8, 9, when you've really started to get stuff going a little bit more. And so when to actually put in this buy is usually a little bit of a difficult decision, or maybe non-trivial. Obviously the hope is that it's going to come with something you already have. Maybe there's a plus buy attached to your trasher like Forager. Forager's not a plus buy long term, but while you're still playing it, it's sure good enough. Workers Village, Margrave, any of these cards that have plus buy on them, they're really powerful because you're getting the card for the other resource, and then eventually it's going to just be this thing that makes it so that you don't have to worry about this otherwise kind of awkward thing that you're going to have to do in order to make your deck do more. But if that's not going to be the case, you really do want to be adding this plus buy before you need it. There is like this thing where it's like, I am going to spend 11 coins on an herbalist. Like, this is bad. Like, if you're spending 11 coins on an herbalist, like, at some point you screwed up. The plus buy, like, as bad as herbalist is, that should already be in your deck by the time you're hitting 11 coins. So really what it means is that as you're starting to build up, before you're drawing completely, before you're producing 11 coins each turn, one of your early economy buys, maybe you bought a silver to get there, really should have been a plus buy card. Like, if you're producing 11 coins, it's going to be really tough to be producing 11 coins without, having the opportunity at some point to have put something that says plus buy into your deck instead. A lot of these things, these terminal silvers, Messenger, Nomads, even down to Herbalist, maybe up to Sacred Grove, a loot, whatever. One of them probably, rather than be whatever it is that you did to get 11 coins, one of them probably should have been a plus buy card. And so there's kind of a couple ways to do this. One is, in the opening when I'm looking at, like, am I going to open silver? Well, maybe if there's going to be sufficient terminal space, I'd much rather be taking like a Nomad's Messenger because this is something I'm going to be wanting later. Maybe instead of one of my villages, I actually should have been, buying a peril or whatever to get a loot in my deck because, as good as the village is for keeping my draw going, if I do draw completely, it doesn't actually do me any good. So maybe this should be a loot instead. Moving on to a bit later, I'm looking at adding a draw card versus like a Sacred Grove. Well, the draw card's not going to do me a whole lot of good if I'm just drawing and then I still have to buy the Sacred Grove later anyways. I might as well do the Sacred Grove a little bit earlier, and that way I'll have the opportunity. Maybe I do get to spike up to a part where I get to buy the draw card plus something else, and then I get my deck consistency afterwards. And so, whether it's an off turn or whatever, one of the things that should happen before I'm drawing deck is I should be getting a point to drawing my deck, if it's going to be producing large amounts of money.